Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Girl, Let's Agree to Disagree. We got Kemi and myself here today. Hannah is not making it, unfortunately, but we're really, really excited because we have with us a guest host. But before we bring him on, we want to say thank you, everybody, for joining us. If you don't already do so, click like, subscribe, receive our notifications so that you know when we're on time and when we're not on time. And follow us so that you watch our recaps on Tuesday of The Bachelor at 7, sorry, Kemi, at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central. And challenge on Thursdays at the same time. Okay, also don't forget, follow us on all of our social media channels. We want to thank all of you for coming on. Megan, say what's up. Give us a shout out. Ina, beautiful. Okay, and so without further ado, what we want to do is introduce our guest host today. We're really excited to have him on. He's hilarious. He's a YouTuber. He also is a Big Brother fanatic. He does recaps of pretty much everything and anything that has to do with popular culture. And he's a joy. We love having him around. And we're introducing Busy Blue.
Oh, those words are so
Thank
good.
you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me. Oh, I could not miss the opportunity. I watched the show last night, but I didn't rewatch it, so I'm gonna hope I have everything. But to just be sitting here with two queens, I am. Girl, let's agree to agree, okay? Because
let's agree to agree all the time. I mean, forget the name of the show, right? Like, we're just gonna keep on agreeing. We'll have people on the chat disagree.
Okay, Busy, you and I can agree to agree, but Lord knows that Jessica be having some. Jessica, you know,
we'll move the conversation when she talks. We'll say, you know what, you're right, and then we'll keep going.
It's gonna be like that. So today is gonna be 2 against 1. So those on the chat that are need to have my back, because obviously from this conversation, Busy and Kemi are not going to have my back. So
I'm neutral. I like where I am right here. I'm neutral. See, I'm the balance here.
Yes.
Yes, and what I love is that we're gonna have a little bit of that, masculine energy. Someone to give us a different type of view on it, or not. Yeah, maybe I overstepped my boundaries.
I'll bring what I can. Okay.
How dare I? I mean, I totally assumed that one.
No, you're fine. You're fine. No, I like to consider myself masculine, but then people let me know, no. And I said, okay.
I think all of us have a little bit of both all the time.
Amen. Amen.
So that's it. So I look. So now we got it. We should have asked Ina to get on here too, because she said, "I got you, Jess."
She would have been on my side.
Ina also does sometimes does the recaps with y'all too. You and if you guys already or do not already do so, follow Busy Blue. Busy, where can they follow you?
So you can find me on all social media platforms, Busy Blue, no space, no E. I'm on YouTube, I'm on Twitter, I'm on Instagram. You can find me on Ghetto Facebook. I also do have a TikTok. I don't tick nor talk, but I'm there. So if you want to follow me, you can go there as well. And I also do a show, Sipping Key with Busy and Jolene, with one of my best friends, Jolene Lunzer. Go follow her as well. We go live right after this. I'm always still listening to Girl, Let's Agree to Disagree as we're about to go on. So like we always listen to it. Yeah,
we appreciate that. And you guys are so funny. Whoever doesn't, follow Jolene, follow Busy Blue. Like, their Sipping Key is so funny. They really do. They really do spill some tea, and I love it. You guys are so real. So let's start because this is there's so much. So for those that have questions, let us know in the comments. We're gonna try to go through all of it, and at the very end, we're gonna touch base on some things that are not on the show. Mainly all of the back and forth drama that's been going on in Bachelor Nation, but we wanted to first talk about the show.
There's no drama going on. You are looking through the wrong lens, and that's just as honest as I can be.
There's no drama.
Definitely be very optimistic with the word touch on, because Lord knows I have some thoughts. Because, honestly, this has been a long time coming. Like, not to get too into it right now, but you're talking about somebody who's been hosting the show for the past 20 whatever years, went on and did an interview without press, and Jess, we both know what it's like to have PR on that call. They will mute it in a heartbeat and be like, no.
Me too.
Exactly. So he went on and he was talking with his whole chest unfiltered. So we will talk about that at the end, but please.
What is this? I love your jacket.
Oh, thank you. It's from Lovers and Friends.
Okay, Lovers and Friends. I love it. And then Jess came with all the fashions behind her, so.
Right? I didn't know what to wear. So I got all of it.
No. But yeah, so we're gonna go real quick on this one, right? Because there was a lot going on. We had 2 ceremonies, we had 2 one-on-ones, we had a group date. This is like the road to that final 4, right? And there's 10 girls left, and we start with Heather coming in. And girls are pressed. They're upset, like livid.
Rightfully so.
What's rightfully so, though, because Miss Jasenia was so sweet and all. We saw another side of Miss Jasenia yesterday, and I was seething because everyone was on that girl side. Oh, she's so sweet. No, she's so sweet. Yesterday, I would have thought she was about to get up and say, okay, let's go. Okay, I thought she was about to put her hand up and put some Vaseline on her face and say, Heather, let's go. She was so mean. She was so rude. She was so nasty.
You know what? She was. I do think that she definitely took it too far, but I will say, just looking at it from the outside in, I would have been fuming because they're already dealing with the girls who came in halfway through. One of them is still there, Michelle, and she got on. And then here comes Heather, another new girl who not only is she new, but she was already on a season of The Bachelor and she was on Paradise. Like, can we have one shot at finding love, please? And then
and what took them so long? And what took her so long to find Matt? Seriously, you had a whole
friends with Hannah Brown, who used to date and is now best friends or whatever with his best friend. Yeah. You guys had every opportunity to meet over these past 2.5 years, and you chose to come on TV to do it and interrupt their time to do it. Like, I'm just thinking about my girls, Brie and Michelle. Like, I hate that they had to go through this.
Oh, please. We're in the middle of a panorama, and girl, I'm bored. Okay, so if I could get on the show, and while we're doing this, I'm going to leave the house in this minivan. I'm going to drive up there and see what I can do. I'm tired of staying in the house. She talked about somebody I may like. Let me go do it. I had no problem with Heather. I thought it was very pathetic and sad. Okay. She came, she walked in and walked right back out and barely got through the door the first time. And it was sad to see, but the true colors of those women who were so righteous, who were so upholding of, truth and honesty and kindness, it came out. And I didn't think it was a good look for Yesenia the nasty.
Yeah. I mean, I agree. But also, Heather, like, I just feel like, I mean, I don't want to be that person, and like maybe we can edit this out once we upload it to YouTube. But like, I just don't know that Heather and Matt are a match. Like, I've seen Matt. I've been following Matt for maybe like a year now.
Okay, tell us about it.
I wasn't following the Bachelor Matt. I was following Tyler C's Fine Friend. Like, that's really it. So yeah. I've been following him for a while, so I see how he is. And then I saw Heather on, Colton season. So I'm just like, I don't know if I can.
I think he did the same thing, Kimmy, because he was like, thank you for coming. Can I walk you out?
She's giving all American, and to me, that doesn't seem like his type.
You don't think he thinks he's all American? I'm just saying. I think he
If you're
thinks he's
looking at I'm sorry, if you're looking at All American Cringe, everything was cringe. Like that was just the cringiest moment. And I
very uncomfortable.
I agree with a lot of what y'all are saying. I hated to see this side of Justinian, but I think that these moments kind of show true colors in people, in women in general. And unfortunately, there's nobody to direct this anger to except the women. And it's just poor taste because, like we said, it's nobody's fault but Matt in production. So the fact that you're getting mad at Heather, they let Heather in.
It's not even that. It's production. Production let her drive her minivan to New McAllen and then quarantine for 2. I mean, you had to quarantine. We're in a Panasonic. She had to quarantine 2 whole weeks, and then like everyone just I do wonder if Matt was in on it though. I don't think so because he laughed her out of the room. So
he did. It was very
great.
sad.
So can we talk about how great he is at like letting people down? I think
do you think so?
I think he's really
not Jasenia. He wasn't good at letting Jasenia down, but we'll get to that.
I mean,
think he's always been rude. I have not seen a great letdown yet, and maybe it's working then for women because it's like, yeah, I wouldn't have done it like that. I feel like he's always like, I don't like you, and maybe it's because that's what I hear when he talks. It's like, sorry, you're not the one. Can I walk you out? No, don't touch me. Get out of here.
I don't hear that though. I don't hear him say, I don't like you. I hear him say, maybe if you were here earlier, maybe there was always a chance, but we just didn't get to explore it. And, you know, it wasn't like, I don't like you back. You know, it's so much more than that. I think he's really good at letting girls down. I don't know, in my opinion. I mean
they all let him walk him out. So, I mean, I'm from the hood. They were like, don't touch me. Don't walk me nowhere. And I'm calling my brother to come back.
Whoa, wait a minute. Because Victoria had some words when she got let go. Like she was not happy. And you know what? No, I would allow it. Like, calm down. Like she was doing the most all season. And then
I was with her. And I will never date another man again for as long as I live. And I saw Mary Had a Little Lamb.
I do agree with Makisha though. She said she was so bad at breaking up with Abigail. Yes, that was bad. It was just kind of like, yeah, now that we talk about it, yeah.
That was horrible.
It was.
And I feel bad because she was one of my favorites.
I just don't know why he kept her around for so long. Like, that's what I would be upset about if I was her. Like, he basically just like, she was like that lost shoe in the closet that you really like, you don't want to get rid of it because, you know, maybe, but not really. Like, I have some lubes up front, but that Converse is just, I mean, it's a Converse, like, you know, it's nice.
I'm gonna need it soon. Yeah, I'm gonna need it.
Like, at some point, I'm gonna want to run. At some point, you know, Abigail will be there just smiling. So it took her like being vulnerable with him for him to then break up with her. I cannot. I'm like
it was sad. Y'all, we getting ahead of ourselves though.
Yeah, we are, because we haven't even dropped the first 3 girls. So we still on he sent Heather home and the girls were even, their panties were even more moist. It was just
it not rude though that he made her they made her drive? She came in the car and I was thinking, at least he'll walk her to the limo or whatever truck, whoever's gonna drive her. And they were like, no, sweetie, this is what you came in with, so drive back home.
You drove back in a prom dress. Like,
get back in your minivan.
He was hiking that dress up so that she could shift. Like, I could not believe what I was seeing. I felt so bad for her. Like, and I just know she had one of those little cameras stuck to the windshield, like, watching her truck along, and I'm just like, oh my God.
It was pretty bad, but these girls, what is it that they say on Love Island, Kemi? What Moira says?
Fanny flutters?
Yes. So Matt gave all the girls fanny flutters when he sent Heather home. Like they thought it was so hot. They
Did
were so
you feel like that? Did y'all feel like that? Like, oh my God, like this is the type of man that you take charge.
Look, after Peter, it was like you better do that. You would know better to if you were gonna keep this woman, because it's true. Like she comes in right before Final Four. Like there's 10 girls left.
I didn't feel like that for him sending her home. I felt like that when he then asked Piper to continue the conversation. I thought that was like a very, very like very manly of him to do. I loved that so much. And you could just tell she was so happy.
I mean, the show's premise is sending people home and finding one. So it's just like, yeah, he didn't do anything differently. Like, let's calm down, ladies. Okay, let's calm down.
Is saying let's stop giving him like all of the credit? This is what he's
God, he sent her home. Oh no, he's really here for us, girl. He sent a lot of people home. Okay, he's contractually obligated to do so. I don't think he did anything that great. So let's just go to the ceremony. I wasn't here for it. I do think that it was great that he did bring Piper back. Who knows, but he did say, look, I'm sorry for that. Let's continue our conversation.
Yeah.
That's cute.
So I mean, after that, he goes through the rose ceremony. He does not give Serena C or Chelsea a rose. I kind of figured that Chelsea was just one of, even though she's gorgeous, I love her.
Yes.
You know, really sad that you knew that they didn't have any chemistry.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, even Serena, I didn't see the chemistry with her either. What I did see was a great look that night. Like, I mean, that like black slip dress and then like the red lip, the matte red lip, it looks like Ruby Woo to me. Like, it was just amazing. I loved it. But, you know, I feel like Serena, I don't even think she liked him that much. I think she was just there having a good time.
Well, she never got a chance to because she never got enough time because old girl was so busy, okay, not getting a rose and being walked out on her 101, but taking up some of the time with the drama. So now it's like I still haven't gotten my one time. I never got a chance to date him, and now I have to leave. And I'm still mad at old girl who got walked out on her 101 because I never got a chance to know him. I just didn't like what he did to Chelsea. You didn't have to keep me here this long. You didn't like me from the beginning. But here you are doing one-on-ones with me, acting like you like how I'm going out with the same person who never even got a one-on-one. And we had one, and we had a special connection, and now we both walking out the same day. And this lady never even sat down with you. I wasn't here for it. I felt some way.
Question: if you're the lead and you vibe with someone, but you know that you guys don't have like a romantic connection, but like you're there on like a friendship level, you know, like you really like them. And you know that the longer they stay, the more Instagram followers they might get. Would you keep them around to like try to do them like a solid? Like, you know, I would really love for you to get paid, you know, $4,000 per post instead of like $2,000 per post, because I'm here with you.
You know, if they had that type of bond, it was like, you know what's up, I know what's up. Okay, I got you for, you know, about 6 weeks. I got you for 6 weeks. All right, give me the road 6 weeks. We good. If that was the bond,
those conversations are happening.
I feel like those combos are definitely happening because I mean, you go home to your, you know, 2-bedroom apartment with the roommate that you hate in quarantine to do what? Like to sit on Reddit and see who else is getting eliminated so we can gossip.
Okay.
That's how I would see it. I'm glad that we got to see a lot of Chelsea, to be honest, because I feel like one conversation that she had that I just loved was like her relationship with her hair. Yeah. I feel like it was amazing that they even like aired that, but I do wish they would have aired like Matt's full like reaction to that because I feel like I think
they did. He's boring. He doesn't react to any. He's the most boring person I've ever seen on my television screen. I've seen a lot of people.
No.
Every time he talks, he's like this. Thank you so much.
But at least he looks good because Colton was boring, and he, you know, he looks.
You think Matt still looks good?
I'm sorry, but no amount of clown shit is gonna get like those dimples are still deep. So yes.
He's still a good-looking dude. I mean, it hasn't changed. It's just,
I appreciate the honesty from you ladies because he's never been uglier. At first, when he first started, I was like, oh my God, this man's so fine. Okay, do more scenes with the shower, y'all. Now it's just like, oh my God, hurry up, please. I'm so tired of him.
Well, maybe you just remember that he's like 6'3".
So am I. No, nothing special.
Okay.
Nothing special.
Okay.
I'm done with him and his lisp and his tacky mindset. I'm just over him.
mindset.
I feel like it's so easy to like grow to dislike the men in the franchise because they always just show their ass, really. But I mean, I still like Matt. I honestly feel for him given everything that's happening, with the season. It's unfortunate that he couldn't have a season that isn't tainted like this. But anyways, we'll get to that at the end.
Yeah. I mean, so we get our first one-on-one. This one is going to be interesting to talk with Kemi over. We're talking about tantric yoga. And
that's not how I feel.
Serena. This was Serena. I really enjoyed seeing this, and I think Kemi might have not.
It's cringe. Like, I don't want to be rubbing my, like, dry humping. Like, I don't know. Like, it's just not for me. So I completely understood where she was coming from. Like, it was too much. Like, especially
even if you were like in love with this dude.
But you can tell she isn't. Like, that's
exactly
so uncomfortable. Like, it's like, if you're starting to like someone and you're not even all the way at the like part yet, and now I'm like planking you in like thin, like Lululemon, and I'm like straddling you, like it's just, that's an easy way to not bridge the gap from like starting to like you. Like I can't, like it's too much. And then he was just so into it. Like
I mean, look at how far she stretched up. Yeah, he'd be into it. I was really impressed with her flexibility, her core strength.
She's very small. She's a lot smaller than I thought she was.
Yeah, she's teeny tiny. He had her up. I said, okay, go ahead.
And he was having the time of his life. Like when they were talking afterwards and she was talking about how like, yeah, I'm not sure if it was for me. Like, how'd you like it? If you like, I really want you guys to rewatch that part. His face, he was like, oh, I loved it. Like his eyes got like this big. I was like, yo, take a shower. Like go take a cold shower right now. Like calm down. And I just like, it made me like her more because I know I would have been like so uncomfortable if I didn't really like someone that much. And I'm over here like breathing like this close to their face. Like it's too much.
I thought the same thing. At first I was like, as soon as the scene came on, I yelled to my partner, no, yoga is not a date. Okay, so don't take me there. Then I saw what they were doing and I was like, tantric yoga is a date, okay? Because I thought that it could take me out of my comfort zone. I don't like to work out. Physical activity is just not Busy's thing. I don't want to perspire. I don't want to move around like that. It's enough for me. But once I realized we're doing a little bit more than that, then I thought, okay, let me get out of my comfort zone and let me try something new. Let me try something different. I would hate to be on a date with someone who is not even attempting to be a part of the experience. Like they're just going with emotions, but not necessarily trying to take it in. I can appreciate her saying, this was not something I would have done. But I think it's cool now. Instead, I feel like the whole time she's just like, no, I hate it. So now I'm not even gonna try. And no one wants to date a Debbie Downer like that. Like at least, it looked like you enjoyed it. It looked like you put your all into it. And she was just, whenever they say, left foot on green, that's just what she did, but she wasn't really into it. And it made it hard for me to watch.
I agree with you, and I'm really disappointed that he gave her the rose because, girl, it's a Final Four. Just from that alone, the way that she wouldn't even look at him, the way that she wouldn't touch him, the way that, I don't know how he didn't realize that the connection wasn't there. How you give someone a final 4 rose and miss that connection, because it wasn't even so much about the intimacy and trying to dry rub somebody. It was the fact that she couldn't even look at him. She couldn't even look at him in the eyes. Like they couldn't even have like an intimate moment by looking at each other. And regardless of whether there's cameras or whether she's that's not her deal, it should have been less awkward had she really had a connection with him. Because okay, you don't like it, but if you have a connection with him, there's at least something that's going to bring you, I don't know.
But it's working. I feel like her game plan is working. Whatever she's giving us, yeah, her game plan is working, because she started off, when he started the date, he's like, you know, I know she doesn't really like me like that, so I'm trying to get to the next level. So I feel like he's trying to prove himself to her. Yeah. And I think she is using that to her advantage. Like, no, I guess you're kind of cool. Okay, maybe you're kind of cooler. And he's like, oh no, you're gonna like me, okay? So we're gonna keep doing this, and I'll give you a rose until you like me. So her game plan to me, because I looked at it as a game plan. Oh no, not this one. This date was cool, but you know, I've seen better. He's like, well, I'll show you better. And now she keeps staying here to get, you know, more, because he's attempting to prove like you will like. No one's not liked me. No one has not wanted to kiss me. How dare you? I'll keep you around so that you can see that.
That I agree.
I think he loves the chase, honestly.
Sure.
But you know, Jess and I have this conversation all the time. Not everyone is super sexual. Like not everyone and this is a very sexual date. Like no matter how you want to splice it, like they weren't eating, you know, a picnic in Central Park. Like they were like, it was a very sexual date. So I do honestly wonder, like, if the producers knew that she might be uncomfortable with something like that, and they tried to like take her out of her comfort zone to like maybe test her chemistry with him, or at least know that they would get some nice, good cringe moments for someone like me who likes cringe. So, but I just like the moment, I know if I was in her shoes and I saw yoga, oh, okay, cool, you know, a little crouching frog or whatever. And then the moment that she said tantric, I would have been like, why me? Like, why am I who has to do it?
I just want to see the crouching frog challenge on TikTok. Can someone send us the crouching frog challenge? I want to know what that yoga position looks like. Please.
Yoga that's crouching. Something's crouching.
Who did? I don't know, girl.
Tiger. I don't do yoga. I hate yoga. I do not do yoga.
I love to me, I love yoga. I love like Steve and I'll leave it at that.
It's much time to yourself. And it's just like, I don't like me that much to be like silent and listening to me breathe. Like, it's a no for me.
It's also, I'm like very anxious. Like, I can't just sit in like 10 seconds. Like, you mean it's like, it's too much. Like, I will say though, Pilates, you know, it's more attractive older sister. Pilates is where it's at. But yoga is just, we got to speed it up.
Y'all need to meditate. Y'all need to meditate.
Either it's too
like get your life.
Of how much time I have left, but let's keep
going. So she gets the rose after she completely shuts him down on every single level. We go to the next. We go to the group dates, and then the group date with who do we have on this? We have all the girls that have had all the dates plus Abigail. Poor girl. I feel so bad for her. She's the only person who hasn't had a group date. At this point, Serena, this is her second one. And she's just an afterthought, basically. Yeah. And this was a date where they're just talking. He's just talking to all the girls, just kind of getting that one-on-one time. And she talks to him. And yeah, they basically
says, can I walk you out? Can I please walk you out? And it was just it was so hard to watch because They made us fall in love with her. She got the first impression rose, talking about her story and her strength that he saw on the first night. And it was like, oh, I grew to love her. And then she's trying to reassure him with the things that he've already told her from the first date and first impression rose. Like, yes, the things that we've learned and, you know, how we're so similar. And he's like, can I walk you out?
I can walk you out. I was like, oh, this.
Yeah, it was so sad.
I felt really bad for her too, and the fact that I think it was what she said at the end, which was like that she is the person. She said something to the effects of like she's the person that makes all the men realize what they don't want, or something.
Mm-hmm.
You catch that when she said it? I felt really bad for her.
It's like, now that you think, since you said that on that topic, I like other girls. I'm glad you brought that up. There are stronger connections, and can I walk you out?
Yeah, and I just felt, I was like,
that line itself is like Ben Higgins' unlovable line. Like, watch her get Bachelorette just off that line itself, and we're stuck with another boring season. Because, like, here's the thing. No. Here's the thing. Abigail is a nice girl. She seems very nice, very, you know, friendly. But do you think we're getting the chaos that we got with Claire on Abigail season? Absolutely not. Do you think that we're getting the fun, flirty vibes that we got with Tayshia on Abigail season? No. Like, I think she would be great in Paradise. But I don't
want to see her find love. I want to see Queen Victoria find love, and that's on Mary Had a Little Lamb. I'm sorry, y'all. That's why I stay, and I always will. And
really?
I want to see Queen Victoria find. Oh my God! Talk about. I know VH1 would probably be more than ABC, but I will tune in every week. Okay, to see that show.
I feel like she might be successful on like X on the Beach, maybe.
Okay, I'm here.
I don't know, like, unless they bring Always Be Cam to Paradise, I don't know if I see her husband in this pool of contestants that they like to have. She's given, like, you remember Lace?
Oh no, I've never. This is my first season.
Oh.
Yeah, I like to see melanin on my screen, and I never saw that throughout the season. So once I saw that, okay, there are going to be black people here, I'll tune in because I want them to see that the black people will come if you put us on the TV screen. Yeah, and so I didn't know who Heather was when she came through, or any Hannah or nobody else, but Colton. They kept saying Colton. I was like, I don't know who this guy is, but sure. But from this season, if I wanted to see anybody find love, maybe it's Brie, or the Queen. I love the Queen. The show would be amazing. Or VH1 or MTV should pick it up. This will be so fun to watch love. To find love.
You know what? They need to start a spinoff called like Cringe Coupling. And all the. Ooh, did you just do that? Erase that before.
I'm gonna cut that out because then
that's where the real money's at.
That happens. Some producers watching this show right now, they're gonna say, or we can, sue their asses for later. We will sue.
We will.
I know, right? I'd rather just sue and just like collect the check. I don't need to do all the wait until they make enough money and then
So we may keep this.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. But, I do think that she's probably a candidate for the Bachelorette. I think that line about, realizing that other women, whatever, I think that's the line that would make her the Bachelorette. Because I feel like we haven't gotten that many, like, how they ride around. Like, okay, so since you're new to the show, basically it's like kind of like an offhand joke, but it's true. Like, your interview to be the Bachelorette is like when you get eliminated and you're in the car, your sob story crying, whatever you say going out, like that's like your moment to like I don't think I'll ever find love again. Like, I forget what Hannah Brown's was. Hannah Brown's was really good. It was like, I refuse to not let myself be chosen or something like that. It was really good. So
let's bring her back. Yeah.
Yes, like needs to be in a Hallmark card. So like, I just feel like she is probably barring, the social climate, probably a top contender for Bachelorette.
Agreed. Then we have Kit. And so Kit had her one-on-one moment. Busy, not just by the look on your face, you could tell you don't necessarily like this one, but it was interesting because she was like talking at him, and it was almost like she was just like telling him what she expects, and she was just like expecting this rose and all of this stuff, right? We get that one-on-one with her time with him. We have Brie. Oh, let's not forget the one-on-one he had with Brie, where she ends up giving her whole soul out and telling this man that she literally left her job and her position to be here for him. And he's all like, okay, she's here for me. She's down for me. It was like one of the most amazing things I've heard. She's crying. She's being very vulnerable. You don't think so, Busy?
First of all, I could not have thrown out my TV and punched it and thrown it out and got rid of all my streaming services faster. Brie, let me tell you something. Don't you ever come up in here and say that you are living you're working your dream, and then you are trying to date a man who lives in a 2-bedroom apartment. Okay, this is not where it's at. Okay, and I would not let you disrespect yourself. Okay, or any other woman of color like that to come on this show for him, and maybe. You're losing your job for a chance to be with someone who lives in a 1-bedroom apartment. I don't like that. And who in their right mind is like, oh my God, I definitely want to broke, so I'll keep you. When you have no job, you're definitely getting a rose. Like, I don't, where is this coming from? I was just so upset with her. And I'm watching it the whole time like, girl, stop it. Stop it. Stop it. But then as the show went on, I was like, tell him you lost your job, he'll keep you. Because it works. Apparently, it was not a good look. I didn't like it. I had so much respect for her, the work she's been doing, how much he does like community work, okay, with people in the city, and she had an actual job doing the work, living her dream. It was a no for me. It was and I was just looking at the screen like, girl, just please. And I watched my mom work, and so you quit your job, okay? After you saw her do so much as a single mother and really work, you quit your job. It just none of it made sense to me. And I hope you keep that rose for the rest of your life. The one he gave you, I hope you keep it for the rest of your life because this is sad.
I'm sorry, I can't.
I don't know if I'd ever quit my job for a guy. I doubt it. But
absolutely not.
No, for a chance to be with them, not even for a guy.
For a chance to be with a guy. However, I do think I would quit my job for a chance to be an influencer. I'm joking. I'm just kidding.
There's so many ways. Just get some Gorilla Glue, and then you'll be there. You don't have to sit here and do like this. There's other ways. There's other ways.
Listen, my good sister, she is on her way to 1 million followers, and she's verified. I'm happy for her.
Yeah, somebody tell Brie, because there are other ways for you to get where you need to be. This was not it, sis.
I mean, I have no more to say. I don't even have anything to say because I thought I wasn't so much happy that she did that for him. I was more upset that he didn't give her the damn rose after the fact.
Oh, yes. Yes.
No one wants to date someone who is broke.
He gave it to Rachel, of all people. Like, he gives Brie, who quit her job during a pandemic, her dream job during a pandemic, and he gives Rachel the rose. What was he even talking to Rachel about? Like,
nothing. I don't think it was. It was that forgettable.
It was very forgettable. And then he takes Rachel on this date where they're listening to this guy, Aloe, sing, which from what I heard, was a beautiful song, but I don't know what was going on with production. Maybe it was just on my end of the TV, but it sounded like his mic was on like 17 and everyone else's mic was on 94. Like, I don't know why I couldn't hear it clearly. I know my friends who were watching had the same issue, but from what I heard, I thought I would like the song, but they need to get it together because it really irritated me. Because honestly, like I was complaining about this last week, it's not often that we get something other than country music. And the moment that we do, we can't even hear it. I was just like, what is going on?
Because they want us to fall in love with Rachel and not in love with the black artist that's on the television. Sorry, y'all. And I'm not going to be in the soapbox, but I'm going to stand there for 1 second. Why we got to get the black girl who's on the date and had to go to the Dixie Chicks barn or whoever those people were, tuberculosis rate or whatever.
Tuberculosis, Temecula. It was Temecula Road, but tuberculosis is close. Yes.
And she had to listen to Tuberculosis Way. And then we get Rachel, who we don't even know what they talked about, why she's here. And I knew who Aloe Black was, at least from seeing him. And I was like, yes, okay, I know him. Wait a second. Why this girl is, I know she don't know him. Okay, we can't have no say. We just can't have nice things. And I just didn't like that. I didn't have the music issue because I was so concerned. Why she get the one that we finally can like? I was happy when I saw Aloe Black, and I was like, oh yes, okay. And why got to be with Rachel, especially in the news? I got even more upset, so I was tweeting and not listening to the sound. But the other girl got to get tuberculosis. I just didn't like it.
Yeah, I agree with that. And I think that that's where it made me really kind of understand where Matt's head was. And it was just, it's like, dude, you were going to give Brie the rose anyway. She was one of your 4. So why couldn't you just give her that date rose after she had literally been so open and vulnerable with you and literally told you she was here for you? You said it. Oh, she's here for me. Give her the damn rose. Why are you giving it to the girl who's literally looking at Aloe Black like the entertainment? Like literally the entertainment. Like, I don't get it. None of it makes sense.
Maybe it was Rachel. Can you turn his mic down just a little bit? He's too loud in my ears.
But you know what? It's clear as day. I mean, it's been clear for weeks that he's like in love with her. Like it's clear that she's the front runner. Like, I think he does a very good job of like showing dedicated interest in the girls that he's actually interested in, but it's on another level when he's with her. Like, even when he's giving her a rose during like the rose ceremony, it's like he's like fighting back, like smiling, and like his eyes are like wet because he's like looking at the woman who's going to be his wife. Like, it would be very sweet if, you know, things were different, but they aren't. And I cannot wait to see if they are together after this.
Do you think he's more in love with tantric yoga or Rachel?
He's definitely more in love with Rachel. He wishes to do tantric yoga with Rachel.
With Rachel, okay.
Yeah. I'm gonna say I would have left at that point, and it's interesting you say that because that's exactly what Kit's ass did.
Yeah.
So we go into the fact that Kit goes to his apartment and literally says, "Peace out. I'm out of here." Now, do we think that she's trying to save face, that this is her being like the privileged, you know, the privileged rich girl who says, I'm not going to be, because that's what I got from it. I got it from, she's young, she's 21. She's probably thinking, I'm gonna say I'm gonna break up with him. Come on, who hasn't done this? I'm gonna say I'm gonna break up with him, and I'm gonna see if he's gonna want to get back together with me, or if he's gonna try to get my heart, or he's gonna, you know, beg me to stay. All of these things that we do to test men.
Yeah, there has to be a rose at his house, emergency rose. So
absolutely. Absolutely. And she didn't hear what she didn't hear what she wanted to hear, and she's here thinking, bitch, I'm rich. I don't need to be put down on national television. I'm not going to give you the satisfaction of embarrassing me. Embarrassing me? No, embarrassing me.
Jessica said, tell me you're toxic without telling me you're toxic.
I actually stand her last night, and I'm not a Kid fan. She could go, and she wasted our time. We could have justice for Maggie because she had to watch him dance like that, and you sat here. We could have had a farmer sister on the show, but anyway, I stand the fact that she was like, "Look, I already told you what my non-negotiables were, okay?" And now I'm sitting here again and telling you, "Look, this ain't it, okay? And I can't even bring you around my family because I know you ain't even picked me first. So I'm about to go. And he's like, but I just really think that you should stay. No, I'm not. I'm on yielding with this one, okay?
No, she was legit talking to him like her mother talks to her manufacturers in China.
I'm not changing on this. Can you walk me out? Okay.
This is it. It's like you're giving it to me for 98 cents a piece, or I ain't buying that shit. That's it. That's basically what she said.
I mean, honestly, like, yes, respect. Because, like, you think I'm going to take you home to meet my family? You think I'm going to put my family on national television for this bullshit? No. After you just took Rachel, like, was that one-on-one? I mean, I'm sure it was planned, obviously, like, you know, it was definitely planned, but like, do they typically do that? Like after they're done giving out roses or after they're done with their one-on-one or group date, they take one like girl to have extra time. I feel like that. I feel like that doesn't usually happen. I don't think so. That's why I was like, this is like, I thought he was just like freestyling it, but then I thought about it and it's like, well, obviously they had to like get the artist there, but still.
I don't think Aloe Black is just sitting at Nima Coley.
He was up the street.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we have her. She said, peace out. I'm out. She leaves. And then she kind of says, I hope I didn't make a mistake. No, but she didn't make a mistake. That's probably the smartest shit that you've ever done in your 21 years of life. I don't know you, but I'm pretty sure it's probably the smartest thing you've ever done.
Yeah, she needs to actually go back to school because her timeline was really off. Really, really, really off. She thought she was gonna have kids, marriage, and all that stuff by 20. No. Wait till you turn 35 and you realize I haven't gotten any of that stuff I asked Matt for. It just don't work like that. Her timeline was just it didn't work, and the immaturity is shown. But I was still standing for her as she was like, just walk me to the car because I'm not doing this with you.
Yeah. So at this point, there's already two girls gone, Abigail and Kit, and then Jacinia has her one-on-one date. Nothing too special. It was just, racing.
Just like her.
Racing a car, making out a little bit. Nothing too special. Does anybody else?
You get popped in the car and you get popped out. I haven't liked Jacinia since she got rid of the girl that I really, really, really like. Okay, the bad beat energy. Okay, because
you like her great too?
I did. I stand for her. Only because I hate when I have a big personality and when I'm sitting next to someone who is just sweet and subtle, even because my personality is so big, I automatically look like the aggressor. And I feel like that's what Jacinia does. She's like, oh, well, we'll see. Matt, we'll see. But we saw how you really are when Heather came in here. You ain't no different than me, girl. It's just that I'm louder. I'll let it go. And I've been waiting for her to get, I've been waiting for her to get her exit, as well. And here she, bye, pumpkin. I look better than you making your exit right now. And I was excited for her Jacinia to leave.
But you know what? I just don't like the way he did it. Like, I don't like the way he did it. He was, pretend that this is the rose, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's like smiling when he grabs it. So there's so much that I've loved and I've learned about you during these weeks. There's so much.
Yeah, it was just like.
And then he hits her with the but. Yeah. He was like, but I just don't see it happening with us. We're not as far along in our relationship as I am with some of the other girls. So I just, I'm so sorry. Like he was waving the entire time. And I was just like, can he get that rose out of her face? Oh my God. That is one breakup that I was like, okay, Matt, relax. Like what is going on right now?
Yeah, I was guilty of loving it. Let her hold it, man. Put it in her hand and take it back.
Tickle her nose with it.
Yeah. I want to.
I mean, yeah, it was just like, wow, it's like that, huh? So she got walked out. And then we go to the final rose ceremony. Let me see if I remember. Yeah, we're down to the final rose ceremony. And he ends up giving everybody except for Piper the rose. And I felt really bad. Like she's a youngin' too. She was crying. She had, now coming into Kemi, she had a pretty good ending, like, cry and was like, I shouldn't have left my heart. She was just like, I shouldn't have left my heart out there like that. I'll never do that again.
Yeah, I felt really bad for that because, like, I completely understand, like, because I'm like that. Like, I'm not gonna like it's hard to put yourself out there so publicly when you don't typically do that, and then for it to just be let down. And like, it's kind of like seemingly, it's like you're at the tail end of it all, and it just didn't work out. Because like, to me, it would kind of be like if these other girls weren't in the equation and like we were just dating regularly on the outside, it probably would have worked out perfectly. Like we probably would have been a really great couple. But the way that she stomped out of there, I was like, oh my God. Like she wasn't even trying to hide that she was upset. And I wonder how I would handle a situation like that. Like, cause I'm not that emotional where I would just like, well, fuck you. And then like keep walking. But I know
she didn't even look back. She didn't even look at him.
Because there's no reason to. And no, you can't walk me out
through the door. She got there first. And like,
over her own damn door. She was just like,
I can do this, but I gotta do things by myself now because I'm single. So I can do it by myself. I don't need you to assist me.
But you know what? I like it to a certain extent because then you see her feelings were genuine. Like she did really like him because that is an emotional response. Like all of this, like, I wish you the best. You have some great girls in there. Get the fuck out of here. If I actually like someone, no.
She should have told him that she quit her job and that she was broke because he's keeping women who do that.
I would have been that too. Sabrina, imagine if I'm sitting there on Tyler Cameron's season of The Bachelor. I make it to Final 6. If Tyler does this to me, I will like. There's
no. This is fine.
I'm not going anywhere. Like I would be a psycho in there. I would camp out. I'm like, we have already made a connection. Like you just need to see it because like a lot of the things that he says are. We just aren't far enough along yet. So like in my mind, it would be like, so you're saying there's a chance? Like I just wouldn't, I could not be on that show. Like there's no way.
It's bad. So we end with the 4, his 4. We got 3 brown girls and a white girl. That's how I see it, at least. You got Rachel, you got Brie, you got Serena P, and you've got where am I missing?
Brie, Michelle.
Oh, and Michelle. Thank you. It was Michelle. Oh, how could I have forgotten Michelle?
One of my friends pointed out that one of my friends pointed out that Matt clearly has a type. Because all of the women of color that were left, including Piper, they don't look alike, but they're the same like vibe. Like they're all like the caramel complexion, like curly hair. So that's clearly the type that he's like Rachel doesn't really fit into that. So I'm curious, where that comes into all of this. But
I don't know why Michelle's there.
Yeah, Michelle.
Sorry, she doesn't do anything for me, and I'm still wondering why she got even Lily. Like, why is she here?
Oh no! I meant Michelle's too good for him. What are you? You don't like Michelle?
She doesn't do anything for me. She's been very.
Huh.
I'm sorry.
See, I just don't agree. I think that their first date where they were in like the hot air balloon, I think that right there showed that she's truly the lead of the season. Like he's pursuing her.
Yeah, like, 5 weeks ago.
Yeah. I love Michelle. I feel like she is like, I feel like if she doesn't end up with Matt, which anyways, she should be Bachelorette.
Yeah.
I think, yeah.
I think that one of those four should definitely be. I mean, no, one of the three minus the Rachel. So yeah, Rachel isn't gonna do it for us. But I want to go and just fast forward now that we've just kind of completely talked about the whole show. We're going into spoilers.
Wait,
Spoiler.
can we just talk about Michelle and her push-ups for a second? My girl, I love Michelle. Did you see her, Busy? Did you see her push-ups at the end of the episode?
No, I pay her no attention.
Basically, okay, it was the credits were rolling and they all were about to like cheers champagne glasses. And she's like, wait. Before we cheers, I got to make sure I look good for the camera. Hold my drink. And she was like, I got to do a few push-ups so my arms look good. She did her push-ups. She came back. Cheers. My girl. I literally love her.
Seems like life of that
Someone has to. So I'm glad she has at least one person out here rooting for her.
So going into next episode, we are starting to see again more drama. If you haven't seen what is coming next, we kind of start to notice that Serena P is not really feeling him. You're having issues with all the girls. But what we wanted to talk about, not so much that, but the whole Chris Harrison. I know that we saw a couple of chat mentions about the next Bachelorette being that of Katie. That is not confirmed. I think we talked about it last week.
Let's hope not. Oh my God.
Yeah, it has not been confirmed. It was done by Reality Steve, and Katie has come out and said that that's the first she's heard of it. Mari has also not said that was false. So there are a lot of things that are not like meshing up unless they're really trying to hide that. But I think what's the biggest thing, where the biggest controversy is the fact that Chris Harrison is not going to be at the final rose after the final rose ceremony. So he's stepping down temporarily from The Bachelor due to, if you all haven't seen it, we encourage you to do it. It's on Extra. You can watch the 14-minute episode or the 14-minute interview with Rachel Lindsay, who was the Bachelorette, the first Black Bachelorette. And she interviews Chris Harrison about Rachel and the allegations of her being racist or being a racist sympathizer, going to these plantation parties and bullying other women for dating Black men. Obviously very controversial.
Going to a costume party where their Black friend dressed up like a slave and they posed for pictures with him.
Yes, insanely disrespectful. But I think the biggest thing is Chris Harrison in this talking to Rachel, obviously a Black woman of color, and literally almost gaslighting her and making her seem like, and basically sticking up for Rachel, who has at that point not said a single damn word about what was transpiring.
I don't even know if he was sticking up for Rachel per se. One, this was not an interview. This was Rachel Lindsay saying, we've talked behind the scenes, so do you want to talk on camera? And she let him, because she barely had to talk. It just he dug himself deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper. And I said, that's right, Black woman. Don't say nothing. Let him say it. And he just kept talking for a long time. And I think that he was defending
his guilt.
It was that privilege that he's on. It's that unconscious privilege.
Yeah, the implicit, like he has like very implicit biases, and he also has, like you said, that privilege of him just being and doing this for the past 18 or so years. He's coming from a place of like, let's give everybody the benefit of the doubt and doing all this, but at the same time also discrediting the Bachelor, like your friends in general, like all of these people who look at you and respected you and thought
there was no doubt. But what benefit are we doubting as she's at these parties? they were banned from universities. Their letter from her close friends or sorority sisters. Like, what are we doubting or giving the benefit of doubt to? And she's not speaking, so you shouldn't be speaking if you think that we should be waiting to hear her say. It's just everything about the interview was just, or his conversation with himself was cringeworthy. It was, in my opinion, the words or that he was using to, we need to look at it from a different lens, and we need to give her the grace of waiting to hear from her, but then downing. He brought Black Lives Matter into it. He brought the movement. Just all of a sudden, randomly, he's like, "So are we going to tear down buildings and burn?" And I was like, "Wait," because she was. Where did this come from? It was just everything was showing.
Yeah, my whole thing, and I told Kemi this. It was like I was insanely offended by the fact that he kept on saying woke police. And I'm not the woke police and woke this and woke that. And I was like, he was so condescending and so just it was
the first time I ever heard anyone use the word woke police, first of all. Like, and I'm on Reddit. Like, I am all up and through skincare Reddit, all up and through Bachelor Reddit. I have never, and Reddit is a racist platform itself. So it's like, if there's anywhere to hear this word woke police, like, that's the place to see it. I've never heard anyone refer to people who are unproblematic or like to hold other people accountable as the woke police. But
we're just knowledgeable and sensitive to other people's cultures. He just kept saying, "Oh, wait, we're at this party. This is not woke, guys." I'm not sure how people use it. I ain't never said no mess like that before. Maybe this is not appropriate for us to be here, or, "Oh yeah, this is not good, let's go." Do people just go around saying, "Girls, ladies, this is," but is it woke enough? Like, are we woke? Like, do people do that?
You know what?
Was it? And the Ben had said, the 2018 versus 2021. Was it okay to do it in 2018, or was it not okay to do it in 2021? And the fact that Rachel even had to say, it's not good to ever do it. The fact that you have someone like Rachel having, and I heard her actually speak on this afterward. Like, I was watching it. I don't know if anybody else watched her speak on this, but the fact that she had to say that she let him speak and did not say anything because her speaking to him and would just take the focus off of what he was saying, because then they were going to look at her like an angry Black woman. Like, it was going to be more attention to her. It's so true, and it's upsetting and it's enraging. I hate the fact that she had to do it, but at the same time, it speaks volumes of like how insanely intelligent she is on that, and that she did it in order to prove that point.
Yeah, and I think I completely agree. I think like that was my biggest takeaway from the interview. I loved that she did just let him ramble on, because there is something that he said in the interview, like, "I don't know how this is going to be chopped up and edited. So I don't know how people are going to take it based on what you guys decide to put out." So I'm glad that she just let him talk and that they aired beginning to end and just like put it out there. But one thing that I think his name is Brett Vergara, I don't know what his name is, but some guy who reports on The Bachelorette and Bachelor mentioned on Twitter was that this is someone, like I said, at the beginning of this YouTube, was like, he's been the host for like 20 plus years, has extensive media training, and he still showed his ass. And like, that is like the biggest thing to me. Like, people can only hide their true selves for so long. So imagine if someone, he's not like an executive producer or anything, but if someone who's the face of the franchise is so comfortable saying this on live television, imagine what he's allowing to occur behind the scenes, what he's allowing to be edited out. And, not only edited out, but knowing that these people are in like 2-3 year contracts, so they can't even talk about it. And then more importantly, like gaslighting. Like, I've seen so much of like these past like Black contestants coming out, like talking about their stories about Chris Harrison. And it's really sad. And like, the chicken always comes home to roost, honey. I don't think this is temporary. I don't think he'll be back. Like, I think that he's, temporarily gone. And then after, I think they're going to have someone else host Bachelorette, and then that same person hosts Bachelor, and then he's going to officially resign to spend more time with his family. So
he needs to step down and step away. I will say this, I do have to go, but if he ever had a problem with people of color, I'll give it to you now, because as soon as we started being on The Bachelor and being the Bachelor, Bachelorette, your truth came out, and now you got to go, and it's all this drama because you've been so siloed in this white community for so long that as soon as we get 2 Black contestants, we show who you really are. So, if he's calling me the N-word behind the scenes, I'm gonna give you that because, girl, we got you. We got your number, okay? And now you're off of the show. So
we want to thank so Busy said that he needs to go. He's actually going to be hopping on another live with Jolene, so he needs to go. We're gonna just wrap it up after he's gone. But Busy, thank you so much for spending this time with us. We know that it was on last minute. We love you so much. We want you to come back. We appreciate the time.
Love you too. It was so much fun.
Make sure y'all are following Busy Blue. I'm going to post it his everywhere where you can find him, and we'll put it in the comments section.
Love you, ladies. See you all later. Thanks for having me, and thanks for everybody in the comments. I had so much fun. We agreed to agree.
yes.
Disagreements, but they were nothing.
Hey, see ya.
Bye. Love him so much. But yeah, going back to what you're saying, Kemi, I think that it's weird that he keeps on saying temporarily, and it's like who would we see kind of jumping into this place? Because we already heard from Rachel Lindsay, and it sounds like once she's done with this, like she doesn't plan to kind of renew anything with The Bachelor unless you think maybe they would.
No, I don't think she's gonna host The Bachelor at all. I mean, she's so busy. Like, she has 2 podcasts. She's on Extra. She hosts a show on MTV. Like, she's busy. I doubt she would like give any of that up to now like come host The Bachelor, who has slighted her in so many ways. I mean, but never say never, because if it's one thing I know, it's that a check. Money talks. So maybe. I don't think so. I think it's more likely that they'll have someone like Tayshia. If they do decide to go the like we need a woman of color route, it's definitely going to be Tayshia, because she has a successful Bachelor like relationship. She's recent. She's likable. Everyone loves her. She's vibrant. She wants to get into journalism. So I think she would probably be the most likely candidate if they're looking to be like, performative and like have someone who's a minority and a woman, go in and be the face of the franchise. But
yeah, and she's still under contract for the year because she was still the Bachelorette. So coming into it, she's still under contract. So that could be probably the safest bet in terms of like finding someone very quickly to even host the after the final rose episode. This is going to be really sticky. I like listening to Rachel and all of the past Bachelor contestants, all of Bachelor Nation, and to see them all come out in basically kind of condemning Chris's actions is very it's very telling of their experiences that they weren't able to really say. Maybe they haven't been completely open and honest about their experiences while on The Bachelor, and now are publicly condemning it because it's just so out and open and everybody is kind of on the same page.
Yeah, and it's like, this is when everyone's listening. Like, let's say that, like, let's not forget about, DeMario, like, and that whole situation. So, is it DeMario I'm thinking about? Oh my God, did I say the wrong name? I think so. The whole Corinne situation with, because I didn't actually watch that season. I just heard about it. But like, if he spoke about that, like, let's say 2 years ago and was talking about it and blah, 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 like people might not have been listening the way that they're listening now because this is like the topic of conversation. But I do advise everyone who wants to like learn more about why Chris Harrison should actually leave the franchise to go to Batch Diversity on Instagram. They have a highlight on their Instagram that's labeled receipts, and it's just highlighting like different interviews he's given, different things he said. For example, he was asked about like I think this was back in 2016. He was asked about the diversity on the show and if they would see an increase in diversity and like they have an issue with having a diverse cast, blah, blah, blah. He said about Ashley Iconetti, who I believe is white. I don't know. But, well, either way, she's white. I'm not sure if she's
probably
like
Italian. I'm sure she's Italian. White.
Sure.
Italian.
She's white. But he says about her that he thinks that she's 1/16 Cherokee Indian. He's not sure, but he's, and I quote, suspicious. That is in response to asking about diversity. This white woman might be 1/16 Cherokee Indian if you're asking about diversity. There we go. So it's just things like that. I think it's definitely opened my eyes to like just the entire situation. Like this obviously isn't an isolated incident. It's just an incident that happened with another former lead who has a huge platform and he can't like it's not hidden in some like small blog. Like it was on like a huge platform. So I think the Instagram is Batch Diversity and the highlight is called Receipts. Like it's actually ridiculous.
And the fact that Rachel herself said like that he only went and did that apology after people were calling him out on it, you know, and that's the big thing. The fact that Rachel herself says that she cannot accept his apology because the apology is not real. And I would like to think that, I know a little bit about, performative apologies and when we know that they're real and when people have had the chance to be able to own up to their damn actions and do it with the quickness, not because they know they're going to get the backlash for it. Everything he said in that was 100% him.
I will say that I am surprised. I don't want to use the word proud because I'm not, but I'm very surprised. I'm pleasantly surprised. There we go. I'm pleasantly surprised at the turnaround of the interview, the backlash, and then him temporarily resigning. Because that type of turnaround, it's clear it wasn't his decision to temporarily step down. The network and probably the producers. I don't know who produces The Bachelor. I actually don't know I don't know who produces it. But like they were probably like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, absolutely fucking not. Because it looks bad on them. So like they clearly had him make a statement and temporarily step down because they just had this huge initiative for inclusivity and they had their they had their Black Lives Matter statement during like the George Floyd protests and everything last year. They have a Black Bachelor now. They had a Black Bachelorette, and then they have a diverse cast. And this Rachel scandal could have been contained had he not said anything. Like, yes, she was taking forever, but the story honestly really blew up because of what he said. Like, Bachelor fans probably definitely still would have been upset with the whole Rachel thing, but there are people like my mother called me and was asking me about she knows I watch Bachelorette, but she's like, did you hear about what the host of Bachelorette said? And so this is like a nationwide thing now. And I think that because of that interview, it's just drawn more light to Rachel's, past problems. Rachel Kirkconnell, her past problems, and it's just shed a very gloomy light on their most diverse season with a Black Bachelor lead, which they've never had before. And they were probably so excited to have such a great lead because honestly, Matt, in my opinion, Matt is a good bachelorette. Or, oh my God, Matt is a good bachelor. Like, in my opinion, he's a really good bachelor. Like, I think he handles situations well, all things considered. Like, it's not a natural situation for anyone to be in. And they had a diverse cast. As far as it's looking like, yes, they've had some bullying on the season, but it's nothing terrible when it comes to like reality TV drama. And then they had the Rachel, her past come out, but it could have been contained. And then the face of their show starts just, popping off at the mouth. And it's just like, I feel like if they didn't have him step down, it would just make them look so hypocritical. And where do their loyalties really lie? Like, do their loyalties lie with Chris Harrison, or do their loyalties lie with this Bachelor brand, And that's what it is at the end of the day. Like, you guys took a step forward, and it's like a step in cement forward that you can't step back after that, because they know what their fan base is. They know that their fan base is mostly racist. So you already took a step in this direction. So you have to keep moving forward. And the reason why I say like I'm pleasantly surprised is because, I don't see the show that Jessica was previously on ever doing anything like that. So yes.
I mean, they kind of did with their casting.
I'm saying with having a problematic person acknowledge what they did, acknowledge their wrongdoings, and then be excused. That would absolutely never happen. So, I mean, never say never, but yeah, I don't see that happening.
Absolutely.
You were surprised that this didn't happen with Chris Harrison, because Jessica and Hannah, I said, you guys, this is my time to shine. So I texted.
I'm letting her do all the talking because she's 100% correct in this. I like, Kemi, this is exactly what happened. Kemi, please tell the story.
I was like, you guys, like, I just know that Chris Harrison's going to step down. Like, there's no way. This is like getting too big, like, blah, blah, blah. And they're like, what? The show would never get rid of Chris. Like, it's never going to happen. Here I am, cowering in the corner. I can't believe Jess and Hannah are being so mean to me. Like, all I did was express my opinion. And what happened? Girl, love to see it. My third eye, right there on Chris Harrison. But no, like, in all seriousness, I'm really glad that they did have him step down, because like it shows which side they're on.
Absolutely. And I say this because Hannah and I were like, there's no way. Like, Chris is the face of the Bachelor. Like, he's gonna do his little apology tour. They're gonna try to implement things to fix this, and then he's just gonna go on his merry little way, because that's what I feel like a lot of us are just so used to. We're conditioned to think that that's it. Your little notes apology app, and your little notes apology, you post it, you say you were wrong, and you get a little, a slap on the wrist, and that's that. The idea that ABC was to go that one step further and actually completely take him off of this, whether if it was Chris's idea or not, like whether he said he was going to step down, maybe he's thinking of it as like a little vacation, let it, he could do like what that dude from Extra did. Like, I'm real pissed off that he's back on Extra. Like, I forgot that the dude who was grabbing people by the pussy with the president, he's back on Extra. All they do are take little hiatuses so that people forget what was done. People have short attention spans. They, and then they come back at some point. Billy Bush, thank you, and Moses, yes.
I mean, I don't want to be like the Debbie Downer for that, but like, let's not forget that that's something that only affects women. And Bachelor franchise doesn't give a like, I mean, I guess that's Extra, so that's different. Yeah, but like, please, like, I'm sure if it was if he said something that was even slightly like meninist or not men. Oh my God, what am I saying? Like if he said anything that even slightly like was a dig at men, the way that like, not a dig, but you know what I mean? Like grab by the pussy about women. Like if it even affected men in the same way that it affected women, even on a small scale, he would have been gone. But like the way the entertainment industry in particular, their position towards women is disgusting. And we see this with the Britney Spears documentary. We see this with the resurfaced Lindsay Lohan Letterman interview. Like, they don't give a shit.
Absolutely not. And I would say that, look, it's true. People want him gone, and I agree with you, Kemi. I think that the fact that everybody's kind of on board with this, it's not just, it's not just the women, but it's a majority of Bachelor Nation that feels that he needs to step down, really kind of speaks on all of those receipts that you're talking about. That exists.
One of the best statements that I saw put out, I wish I screenshotted it and I could show it here, but Chris Randone, who was engaged and I believe married to, I don't remember if they did get married. Yes. So Chris Randone, who was engaged and married to Crystal Chris Randone was from Becca's season.
Yeah.
Chris was from, I think, Colton's season. He had an amazing statement about like everything that went on with Chris Harrison and how like what accountability actually looks like and what progress actually looks like. And I wish I screenshot it to show you guys, but I think I'm just saying this to say like it's not just like the people of color and like the women who are publicly condoning him. Like the men also have things to like are also publicly condoning him, but like with substance, because I've seen some statements that you might as well have not said anything at all. Like I saw one statement from, I think it was Sean Lowe, that was like, I don't support race. It was essentially saying like, I don't support racism because I'm a man of God and God chooses love. Or it was something like that, where it's like, you might as well have not said anything at all because no one even knows, like, what are you talking about? And it's that kind of thing that irritates me more than like anything else, because you're only saying things because people want you to say something, and then you're doing the like less than the bare minimum and not even addressing the issue. It's kind of like it's not disrespectful, but it's just like it's a waste of everyone's time for you to inject yourself into something and like not even say anything substantial. Like I hate it.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I want to kind of, before we kind of wrap this up, some people on the chats, like Joseph said, if Matt was more of a personality, had more of a personality, and actually came across like he gave a damn, would this be happening? What about Rachel being disqualified for those pictures? And the thing is that this has happened already. Like this came out after the whole season has already been taped. So, this is now just coming to surface. It's not like they knew this while they were still, taping the show. That's first and foremost. So it is very likely that Matt could end up picking Rachel. It is very likely, the fact that Rachel has put out, something that says, I don't expect you to like, what was it? I don't expect you to forgive me.
Yeah, but I want to earn your respect.
Earn your respect. It was just kind of, for me, that was a little bit more of a half-ass apology too, because she didn't really admit, to what she's done. And we have now a couple of people that are kind of coming in now that all of this is coming out. Like now you have people like even Demi now, who's under fire, for some actions that she's done in wearing, stuff with the Confederate flag on it. But at least
sorry, just really quick about Rachel. I honestly agree to disagree. I honestly did really like her apology. I think as far as like Notes app apology goes, I think hers was one of the better ones. Like I think that I personally, people might not agree, but like I personally think she did take accountability for like some things she did. She didn't name them specifically, but I guess like, you know, whatever. But I think that the main thing that I just didn't like about the apology, like she had some random line about her family in there, like, I don't give a fuck about that. But I think the main takeaway from that was what you mentioned, Jess, like, I don't expect you guys to just accept my apology, but I want to work to earn your forgiveness or respect or something. And then she followed up a few hours later saying that like this statement isn't for like white people to accept, it's for like people of color to accept. So like don't try to diminish other people's feelings about a topic that doesn't affect you. So I do think that it was a very strong apology. Whether or not she wrote it herself, I don't know. But she did put her seal of approval on it. So let's hope that she actually means what was written in the apology. But I thought it was a good apology.
I really wish that I just wanted the accountability there. You know, it was just more of the, you know, when you look at people like, and I'll say it again, like Demi just came under fire a couple days ago for wearing a Confederate, you know, a jacket of a Confederate, you know, that had a Confederate flag on it. It was given to her by an ex-boyfriend or her ex-boyfriend's father. And she posted on Twitter and she said people would say that I shouldn't talk about this, but pictures resurfaced. And yeah, I was a dumbass. Like I should have never worn that. It was stupid of me. I'm a complete idiot. I'm an asshole. Like I completely apologize for that. Like I didn't know what that. She basically said she didn't know what that meant. You know, like what the Confederate flag like actually like meant, which I was a little confused by it too, but apparently people in the South don't really like, they end up just being ignorantly just oblivious to that. Again, privilege. It could definitely be their privilege and not understanding what that actually means to some people, and they're just like wearing the flag.
I think that they know what it means. Like people in the South know what it means, but I think that their meaning of it is different than other people's meaning of it. Like I think they understand that it all means the same thing to everyone, but being white in the South, like pre-Civil War, was like there's also a level of elitism that like there's a hierarchy to that they know, not that they no longer have, but that was kind of quashed with the Civil War to a certain extent. And like, you know, that's why I always say, like, when people say like, oh, you can't judge people based on like who they voted for president, you kind of can. I don't think you can judge people based on like their political affiliation. I have plenty of friends who are Republicans, and like, I don't, you know, whatever. But I think that if the basis that someone runs their political platform on is rooted in hatred, misogyny, racism, all around bigotry, classism, elitism, etc., then I think if you vote for that person, you are also voting for their ideals, especially depending on where you fall socioeconomically. Because I was having a conversation with one of my, not friends, but associates' boyfriends, and he voted for, you know, our now former president. And I just didn't understand it because he isn't very affluent. He's like the exact opposite of that. He's very, very working class, comes from an extremely working class family. And, you know, our former president is like his hero. And I just didn't understand that because like who he is and what he represents is something that you are not. So I just, that's why like the bigotry and like racism and like just like sexism, etc., just comes to mind so quickly, because it's like, what exactly are you voting for? Like, I can understand someone who's like his peer voting for him because you want to keep your money, but you don't have money to keep. So what exactly are you voting for? You're voting for a perceived hierarchy that you don't even fit into. So I don't know how I started talking about this, but yes.
We're talking about in basically understanding what the flag means, what it means to be in support of something, you know, when you're wearing something to know.
And wasn't the jacket, like, I saw that someone said that the jacket was Yeezy. What is Kanye doing?
Yeah, I think she said that she was more so focused on the fact that it was a Yeezy jacket.
What is Kanye doing?
And that it was not hers, that it was either given to her. I don't know. It was just a total mess. But at the same time, she could have just, you know, not said anything. She could have taken 6 weeks to put out, you know, to see if that would still fly, to see if it would gain traction, to see, like, she could have done all those things. That's what people do. Like, they just like, oh, forget it, and it's not going to gain traction if it doesn't. And if I end up getting enough shit for it, then I'll just do an apology for it. But she was real quick on saying, like, okay, I'm going to nip this shit in the bud because this is what happened. It was a complete mistake. I'm a complete idiot, you know, and she did that, you know. Yeah. Oh, did she delete all those things off her social media?
Yeah, I'm reading. Makisha said the thing for me is that she deleted all those things off her social media before going on the show because she knew that people would check. So in my opinion, she knew it was wrong. I will say that I believe this is not the first time that this resurfaced. And I believe she's addressed it before. Wait a minute. I'm sorry. That's not even what you were saying. Yeah, I think that people, I mean, fuck it. I don't even know if, like, we're even still in contract or not. Before, if The Bachelor is anything like, you know, the show that Jessica was on, they do a deep background check and they come back with a list of things that may not be looking good through the 2021 lens. So they bring them to you and they give you the choice to delete them.
Yeah. Yeah, before I went on the show that Kemi did a slight guest appearance on, they did check. Like, the fact these producers, these companies know to check. They go through every. I would be surprised if they didn't go through everybody's social media and flag things that could be problematic. So the fact that, yeah. And it's basically because they know that there's fans that are going to go and dive deep. You know, people were pissed off at the fact that I didn't tell people my age on the show, and they went and they ended up finding my my yearbook pictures. Yeah, sure. And, you know, and it wasn't even that I was trying to hide it. For me, it was just more, I'm a model. We don't really tell people our ages, and nor does it matter. Like, what the hell does it matter if, you know, I'm a 30 something, or if I'm a 32, or if I'm a 35, or I'm a 39? Like, what the hell does that have to do with anything? But I was told by production, people are going to find out. And I said, that's fine. Let them find out. That doesn't mean that I had to say it. So, like, what do we expect? That before they go on these shows, they give you absolutely a detailed rundown of all the problematic shit that they've done in their lifetime? Like, people would be like, why the hell are they even saying this? We don't give two shits about this. Like, why are you telling me that you robbed the Publix and, robbed it for $250? I don't care. There's only certain people that care about that shit. You're not going to go, give up that information that that you ran someone over with your car. It's like, I don't know, but yeah. I digress. I find it to still be the fact that, you don't run away from it. You can still, at this day and age, you can still be like, not talk about it. You could still not give the apology. You could still play dumb. You can choose not to say it or say it,
Especially when, like, I think I think what I liked about Demi coming out and like doing the apology is like, you know, it was very quick, like Jess said. And then also, you know, like these contestants know what their fan base is, you know, like the Bachelor fan base is just like, you know, Jessica's alma mater's fan base, you know, it's the middle of America and they probably don't care. So, and if they like, they probably either like don't care or like, if they do care, like they probably just don't care. So I think that that like shows a lot of courage to like be able to kind of just say like, F it, like I'm just gonna like apologize anyway. There was some other contestant from a different season of Jessica's old show that said something about how she did something wrong in the past that was like racist, and like that doesn't stop her from like anytime anyone brings it up, like acknowledging that it was wrong and like trying to be better and move forward. And I think that's important. Like people are going to bring up things from your entire life, or people are going to bring up things your entire life when you're, you know, a public figure. So if you fucked up, you're going to constantly have to like acknowledge the fact that you fucked up. Just like people are like, oh my God, Jess, I can't believe you know, nominated those two guys during, you know, tribal council, like blah, blah, blah. They're probably also going to bring up, you know, things that they might not have liked for a while. So, yeah.
I'm telling you, these shows just keep on surprising me that, you know, that it keeps on happening and happening and happening. And with such a, I don't know, this is such a historical show in the sense that you have 25 women of color that have been casted on this, and to still have these issues.
Yeah.
It's really mind-boggling.
I feel bad for Matt because, you know, I just feel bad for him because, yeah. Like
he did mention something. He said that he stood with Lindsay, right?
I don't know what he said. I haven't seen him say anything.
I thought he did.
He did? I don't know.
He did put out some type of statement saying that he agreed with Rachel.
I saw him put out something that said that Rachel is constantly a pioneer in the Bachelor franchise, but I don't know what that was talking about. Was he talking about her natural hair products? Was he talking about, you know, her ability to juggle several careers and how that's so admirable? Because it is. And, you know, she definitely makes me look at my life and think that I'm not doing anything with it. So she is goals. So is that what he was talking about? I don't know. Like, we're going to have to be specific, but
definitely going to have to be a little bit more specific than that.
I have no idea. Like, I have no idea. So
yeah, well, you know, that's all the time that we have today. We want to thank each and every one of you for staying on for as long as you have with us. Thank you so much. We had a great time. I had a great time with you today, Kemi. We had a great time with Busy too.
Yeah.
Isn't he amazing? Yeah. So if you all don't already follow, I'm going to put Busy's information in the comments section for you all later if you don't already follow him. If this is your first time following us, click like, subscribe, click to receive those notifications, smash the notification bell. If you haven't already right now, click like, help us with the algorithm. We would totally appreciate it. Also follow us on IG at girl_LATD. Also our Twitter, Kiz's Kemi, Han Blackwell, J Milagros Plus. Hannah wasn't here today, but she will be here next week. We'll be talking about the Final Four. I mean, this is it pretty much. We're 2 episodes away from the finale. We do this every Tuesday. at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central. But sometimes we do it earlier, sometimes we do it later. So click your notifications, smash your notification bell so you know when. We also do MTV The Challenge, Double Agents. Our recaps are on Thursdays at 8 p.m., 7 p.m. Central. However, this week we may or may not do it earlier. We're still working on it because we may or may not have someone special that we will be recapping with. So that's all going to depend. So just make sure that you follow us. Any last minute or any last words, Kemi, before we go?
No, thank you guys all for listening in tonight. Sorry if I went on like any sort of rant. I don't know if I did or not.
No, I agree with everybody who's on the chat. We're agreeing. You were awesome. I think there was one of the comments that said that Kemi is a total package with brains and beauty. Girl, yes. I don't know if y'all know, but she is smart, this girl. She needed to be a lawyer.
Stop it. I did not need to suffer all my life.
But she does have those smarts. So, yeah. We love you all. We will see you next week. Make sure you comment on things that you like, maybe things you didn't like, and we can address them on next week's episode. We love you all so much.
Thank you guys so much.